Hello, how are you today? I hope you're all doing well. Today, Grandma wants to tell you a story. It's an adaptation of a tale written in the 1300s. It's from the Canterbury Tales, written by Geoffrey Chaucer, or Geoffrey, I guess, however you want to pronounce it. So this tale is taken from the Canterbury Tales, and it is called Chanticleer and the Fox. Chanticleer was a handsome rooster. His comb was bright red and indented like the top of a castle wall. His comb, that's the thing at the top of his head. His beak was jet black. His feathers looked like shiny gold. Chanticleer lived in the days when animals and birds could speak. Not only could Chanticleer speak, but he could sing most charmingly. Remember, this is a tale, a fable. On the day of this tale, Chanticleer cast a glance at the bright sun and knew by his natural wisdom that it was 6 o'clock in the morning. He flew to the top of the fence and sang a song of joy. He sang of the beautiful day and of the fresh flowers springing up all around. He ended his song singing that he was the happiest man alive. He flew down from his place on top of the fence and walked majestic as a lion around the chicken yard. The proud rooster had no way of knowing that during the night, a wicked, deceitful fox had broken through the fence and lay hidden in a bed of nettles in the yard where Chanticleer was strutting. Singing merrily to himself, Chanticleer passed the nettles. Perhaps it was his natural wisdom that told him there was danger near, for he became aware of the fox crouching in the nettles. Chanticleer had no desire to sing at that moment. He just said, "Cock, cock," and started to run. The fox spoke to him in a most gentlemanly way and said, "My dear sir, why are you running away? Can it be that I alarmed you? I, who am your warmest friend. Indeed, I should be worse than a fiend if I meant to do you any injury or wrong. I assure you, I have not come here with any wish to bother you. But as you have caught me, I see I must confess that I came to hear you sing. I think your voice is like an angel's. And it is not only the voice, but you sing with such feeling." "Ah, my dear sir," said the fox, "I knew your father well, rest his soul, and your mother too, bless her gentle heart. They have done me the great pleasure and honor to visit me at my own house, and I am sure I should be most happy to have your friendship. But talking of singing, your father had a wonderful voice. Except for yourself, I never in my life heard any man who could come near him, especially in his morning songs. Ah, his songs came from the heart indeed. And to bring out the full power of his voice, he would exert himself so nobly that he was forced to wink both his eyes, and he would stand on tiptoes and stretch out his neck so long. And now I beg you, my dear sir," continued the fox, "do let me hear you sing, that I may see if you have your father's marvelous voice." Chanticleer was so pleased by this flattery that he prepared at once to sing. He stood high on his toes, beat his wings, stretched out his neck, shut his eyes tight, and began to crow loudly. The fox took the opportunity to catch him by the throat and carry him off toward the woods close by. When the hens saw what had happened, they screamed and shrieked. Out ran the dog, barking. The ducks squawked. The geese flew over the trees in a panic, and the bees swarmed from their hives in a rage. The people in the house heard the noise and rushed out with sticks and brooms, yelling as they ran. Chanticleer, though in terror, had not yet lost his ability to think. Now he said to the fox, "Sir, if I were in your place, I would say to this screaming mob, 'Back with you! I defy the whole herd of you. I will not carry the cock a yard further, but will eat him up at once.'" "And I will," said the fox. But as soon as he opened his mouth to make the reply, Chanticleer broke away and flew straight up into a tree. When the fox saw that he was gone, he said, "Poor dear Chanticleer, I beg your pardon. I did very wrong to frighten you by taking hold of you and bringing you out of the yard. But indeed, sir, I meant no harm. Come down and I will explain why I did it. I promise that I will tell you the truth." "No, no, no," said Chanticleer. "You won't flatter me a second time into singing and winking my eyes. If a man willfully shuts his eyes when he ought to keep them open, he deserves to come to a bad end." "I learned a better bit of wisdom than that," answered the fox. "No good will come to the man who is so foolish as to chatter when he ought to hold his tongue. If I had thought of that sooner, I should not have lost my dinner." So both animals learned a lesson. The rooster learned not to be flattered and not to believe what somebody says just to flatter you. And the fox learned that sometimes it's better to keep your mouth closed to keep out of trouble. So that is the tale of Chanticleer and the fox. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a very old tale written a long, long time ago, but the principles still hold true. All right, we'll talk to you later and do another story another day. I love you. Bye.